6ರಿಂದ 8 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ರುಯಲ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ, ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ. Friends, we are proud to have L.G. Havanur Memorial Endowment Lecture in Karnataka State Law University, instituted by Forum for Social Justice, a great legendary messenger of social justice. Without disturbing the tongue taste of mouth-watering festive feast of the Endowment Lecture on Social and Economic Justice, served to you by Mr. Justice M.N. Rao, I would only want to serve you a delicious dessert. Of course, it is only theoretical, full of vitamins and proteins. It consists of 2 items. Number 1, hot chocolate with nuts. Number 2, Indian vanilla ice cream, fried in European wine. Both the dishes are in semi-liquid form, easy to eat, difficult to digest. It is difficult to digest because it is more a philosophy than a jargon. Former is a moderate story relating to conceptual constraints of social justice in othering the other backward classes, and the latter is an awesome story of its connectivity with Oriental discourse. Before starting telling these 2 stories, I set 3 rules for its consumption. Number 1, I presuppose that there is a sufficient knowledge of the East and the West and the Middle East among the audience here. There are inbuilt constraints, that is number 2. There are inbuilt constraints in understanding these 3 in terms of normative and conceptual frameworks built around them. Number 3, I use Indian traditions as the tools for my argument. Let us start eating the dessert. We will use both the dishes conjointly as that tastes better, that you can experience during the course of eating. But for the purpose of presentation, we take the first dish first, namely hot chocolate with nuts. Nuts or other backward communities or classes. Hot chocolate is social justice. Now the question is how to the other backward classes in order to position them in Indian meaning. This can be done by understanding the ones with which these are to be othered. This takes us to the ancient criterion of distributive justice, where equals are to be treated equally and unequals are to be treated unequally to bring about justice. From this we move to the God's rule in theocratic state, under which all are to be by birth equal. But this is not true of others, that is non-Christians. Shift from the will of the God to the will of the people in secular state drives us into the right to religion. Right theory enters India with colonialism and continues in post-colonial and modern India. Normative framework of liberal secularism along with the right to religion brings in the Hindu right. This is described as a separate religion, but majoritarian with Christian, Muslim and some others as minority religions. Social justice and othering of OBCs in the Indian context get constrained by all these conceptual frameworks. This takes us into the other dish, namely the Oriental discourse. I term it as an Indian vanilla ice cream, if you remember, fried in European wine. Note that wine is European, not French, either red or white. It means this: Oriental discourse is an understanding of the East by the West according to their experiences. Their presentation of the Orient, their presentation of the Orient is either a meek imitation of the West or a variant of the Western religion, namely Christianity. This is constrained by the conceptual framework of Christianity. Thus, Hinduism is described as an inferior form of religion. Oriental critic, colonial distortions, post-colonial revisit and redistortion, and modern interpretations and distortions of Indian experiences reduced options to either the acceptance of liberal secularism or for Hindu state due to normative disjunction of conceptual frameworks. Though the first one is selected in modern India, it is challenged by the second, and the challenge is adding more strength to its claim. This development constrains us for looking into other options like plural Indian traditions. If such options are kept open and Indian experiences are accessed through such theoretical framework, othering of OBCs from the panorama of Indian pluralistic traditions becomes a truism. Otherwise, mirror images of the OBC continue to haunt us and distortions continue to rule us. Humanity as a reality gets blurred. Let us start working on the Indian Renaissance on these new lines of arguments. I have presented this heuristics with a fond hope that serious thinkers and researchers, quite a few I can see here, in modern India, will use it in isolating OBC in the Indian panorama of cultural plurality to position OBC rightly and provide rightful facilitation to them in Indian milieu. Thank you very much.